On today's episode of Trash or Treasure, we have TotalAnime Tomura Shigaraki. You get two really detailed faceplates, one hand with the energy spikes coming out of his fingers, one giant energy ball effect piece, one interchangeable hand for his gun finger thing, and then his another interchangeable hand for his arm. Now, getting onto looking at him, he looks really good. And it kind of sucks that the quality control on him isn't the greatest, but I can't complain too much because he's like a $20 figure. But he's very, very nice. Very nice. He poses decently. We'll get into that in a second. But we're going to go in and take a look at these faces. Now, starting off, we have this more kind of just awoken, bored kind of face. Very, very squinted eyes. Just came from out of his tank that he was in the show. The next up we have the more open-eyed, open-mouth, more excited face when he's causing all the destruction. Looks very nice, the detail on the inside of the eyes. One of my favorite parts about this, and how you can see how crusty his lips look. So, on the inside of all the hands, there's this little hole, which is for that big energy ball, and that there is the giant energy ball attached. It can attach onto all three, and I definitely think that really captures that part of the show where he's using all the different quirks that he's been given and whatnot, and he's kind of become more of All for One. So, and then there's that other hand, that more relaxed one. But I will note the rubbery plastic cape does really restrict movement in his arms. So I have a solution to that. My solution is this wired cloth goods cape that I got from a He-Man figure. I don't remember which one it was, but I just remember that it was from a He-Man figure, and I thought that the torn cape fit better for Shigaraki, and it worked out well for me. Now that other hand, it's the exact same hand, but just the tips of his fingers are black. My opinion, they didn't really need to include that, or they could have done something possibly different for it. It's cool that they included it, but I don't see the point of needing him with fingers that are pitch black. I understand how they tie in with the show and what happens, but for this cheap figure, I just don't quite think it's needed. Now, as for scale-wise, he scales pretty well with your standard SH Figuarts characters. And he scales, obviously he's going to scale really well with another TotalAnime figure, which are roughly about, I'd say, 6 inches tall, normally, around there. Now, let's get into some poses. And there we got a cool looking pose. Pretty nice. And then we got this other cool one. And like I said, adding the wired cape really adds to this figure. And I totally recommend doing that if you do have this or plan on picking up this figure at some point. And another thing that I would recommend doing, that I did, is I did go in with some silver paint and added a little bit of detail to his boots. Because just the plain black was, it was cool that they added in the sculpt, but it definitely adds the extra mile with the additional paint. And I definitely think that the addition of some of the effects that he's got really adds to this figure. It's really cool. I definitely think that it's worth getting, and I would consider him treasure, especially if you're gonna make a custom with him.